Thank you for taking some time for yourself. Take a gentle breath now and notice whether your heart already knows how heavy it feels to carry the same old emotions again and again. I wonder if you've noticed whether emotional loops only keep pain alive, even when the moment has already passed. The body holds emotion as if it's still happening. The heart replays sadness like an echo that never fades. The mind attaches meaning to every feeling that returns. You can recognize when emotional rumination begins. You can notice how replaying pain affects your peace. You can allow your system to soften, even now. I once knew someone who discovered that each time an old feeling returned, they could simply thank it and then let it drift away, lighter each time. You'll recognize the cycle of emotion rumination. You will stop fueling the replay of old feelings. You will return to balance and stability. You can allow yourself to feel without being trapped. You can permit your emotions to rise and then pass. You can let your heart rest. Perfect. You can experience relief when the loop is released. You can feel grounded and safe in the present moment. You cannot remain imprisoned in those old emotions forever. You cannot keep replaying yesterday's pain without noticing it loses its power now. You can experience the sensation of warmth and release in your chest, as if the old echo is fading into the distance. You can have the experience of recognizing the first spark of rumination and choosing instead to breathe through it, soften it, and allow it to dissolve. Later, when you feel old emotions returning, you can pause, breathe, and remind yourself, this is only a memory, not my present reality. You can let the emotion pass, leaving calm behind. I wonder if you've noticed whether holding on to these old emotions only makes tomorrow heavier. The heart carries yesterday's pain into tomorrow's burden. You can see how rumination today becomes suffering tomorrow. You can recognize that the longer you replay the same emotions, the stronger anxiety becomes. You will notice how every repeated loop deepens the discomfort. You can allow yourself to see that releasing now protects your future well-being. Later, if you feel caught in an emotional loop, you can remember, this will only get heavier if I hold on. I can let it go now. I wonder if you've realized whether each time you say or do something from anxiety, the emotions grow stronger. The body learns patterns each time fear is repeated. You can ask yourself, if I say this or do this, what will my anxiety do next? I once knew someone who discovered that every anxious response only trained their mind to expect more anxiety until they chose a calmer way. You can learn to predict and interrupt the anxious chain before it begins, can't you? You cannot act automatically and expect peace. You can have the experience of pausing before reacting, asking. You cannot act automatically and expect peace. You can have the experience of pausing before reacting, asking, does this response bring me calm or more anxiety? I wonder if you've noticed whether anxiety always gives only one narrow view. The mind opens perspective when it chooses curiosity. You can ask, how else might this situation be understood? You will see new angles beyond anxiety's single story. You can allow yourself to consider many levels: the emotional level, the practical level, the compassionate level. I knew someone who realized that when they viewed anxiety only as danger, they stayed trapped. But when they saw it as information, they became free. You can experience a widening of perspective, like stepping back and seeing a bigger picture. You can have the experience of noticing, this is one view, but there are other ways to see this. Later, when anxiety arises, you can pause and ask, what else could this mean? How else might I see this? I wonder if you've noticed whether you can quickly sense which choices bring satisfaction, compromise, or simple compliance. The mind evaluates actions based on your own well-being. You can notice which option aligns with your personal satisfaction. You can pause when something feels like compromise or unnecessary compliance. I knew someone who learned to pause briefly before asking, will this bring me peace or only more anxiety? You can allow yourself to choose deliberately, not automatically. You can experience clarity and confidence when making rapid, skillful decisions. You can have the experience of sensing in your body and heart which choice feels right. I wonder if you've noticed whether you can separate the emotional pain from the action you wish to take. The body feels old emotions without letting them control your behavior. You can imagine emotions like clouds passing overhead while your focus remains on your desired outcome. I knew someone who realized they could honor the feeling, yet still act skillfully and calmly. You can allow yourself to hold the feeling without letting it dictate the next step. You can amplify clarity, purpose, and calm in the choices you make. You can experience observing emotions while your decisions remain deliberate and effective. Later, when old feelings resurface, you can separate them from your actions and move toward your goals. I wonder if you've noticed whether you can silently acknowledge your own skill and courage. The mind remembers moments when deliberate choices were made. You can recognize yourself for choosing thoughtfully, even in the presence of emotional discomfort. I knew someone who each time they acted skillfully, despite anxiety, they felt pride quietly spreading throughout their body. You can allow yourself to feel reinforcement, as if your mind is gently applauding your own careful choice. You can experience a growing sense of confidence in handling difficult emotions. You can have the experience of internal praise, as if the mind is saying, "Well done, well done, well done." I wonder if you've noticed whether the skills you use here can be applied elsewhere. The mind learns patterns and recognizes them in other situations. You can imagine using these decision-making and emotional separation skills in work, home, or social situations. I knew someone who realized that once a skill works in one scenario, it can naturally transfer to many others. You can allow yourself to see each new challenge as an opportunity to apply the same calm and clarity. You can experience confidence spreading across contexts, not just in this moment. You can have the experience of noticing, I can do this anywhere, anytime, with the same skill. Now, as you prepare to return fully to the present moment, I wonder if you've noticed how much lighter your heart feels, how much more flexible your mind feels. You can begin to return your awareness to the room, your body, your breath. You can gently stretch, feeling calm, alert, and refreshed. You can allow yourself to take a deep breath and slowly open your eyes, feeling confident, calm, and capable. Later, when old emotions or anxiety arise, you can remember this calm, deliberate awareness and choose skillfully again. And when you're ready, you can stretch out, wriggle your fingers and toes, and open your eyes. Welcome back. You're perfect, just as you are.